Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Flicks Done Quick. So, I'm going to talk about season 2 of Travelers now. And so, if you haven't seen my season 1 kind of like review, check it out. And so, season 2 of Travelers, it picks up in a really cool fashion, and it introduces the main villain, I guess, of the season, which is the first Traveler. And I'm going to give you some spoilers here because I'm assuming if you're watching this, you've either already seen it, don't care about the story, or I've already seen the season 1 recap and like would have went to, I don't know, whatever. So I'm going to spoil some stuff. So basically the first Traveler, to test things out, they send him back into 9/11. So he's like a stock guy. And he's in one of the towers of 9/11. So, obviously he's from the future. He knows what's about to happen, and it's really fucking cool. So basically, so he's supposed to die there because it's just like a test. So basically, the way it works is if he's ever caught in like any sort of recording written down in any sort of like record, then the future is obviously going to know about him. So what he does is he tries to convince the future that he's dead. But he fails, and then the future knows that he's alive, but he's like, now, because he knows how this whole operation works, so he like tries to never be in like he never uses phones. He tries to never like go anywhere where cameras would be, just so that there's no record of where he is, because the future doesn't want to have any like rogue travelers. So they kind of like every now and then would send like assassins after him if they, kind of figured out where he might be and that kind of stuff. And he's like kind of like over throughout the series, he's made out to be like some really epic mastermind because, obviously he's the very first Traveler, and it's really cool. So like, he's interacts a lot with the main team. That's going throughout the series, like the main characters. And there's a few areas where like they're trying to track him down, but then they're told not to, and then like they have to go do other things, and then it all culminates in Traveler number 1 basically trying to expose the whole Traveler thing to the world, because that would kind of make him safe, because then like he'd be protected by like the main human people. And then like the people that would be trying to kill him are taken care of because they're probably going to be taken into custody and like questioned and all that kind of stuff. So he basically tries to weave an elaborate plan that gets them all to be exposed. And I won't tell you if it works or not because, to be honest, it's a cliffhanger. So, and season 3 isn't out yet. But as far as the development of the characters, there's a lot of really cool developments in the characters in this season compared to the last one. They get a lot more human. Their attachments to, like the characters like around them, like the wives, like the friends of the original people who they're supposed to be pretending to be, like that stuff like grows, and like they get a lot more human, and it's really cool, because most of them kind of just start as like, just mostly we're here for the mission, like I have all this information and I do with it, whatever, and then they eventually kind of like grow into the character that they went to become, and it's a pretty cool progression. I like it. I like the second season. I think I liked it a lot more than the first one. I think the presentation was a lot better. I think the overall plot of having like Traveler number 1 like being like it was like well made, like what his kind of like story was, and like what his like overall mission was, like the progression of understanding the overall mission is pretty cool. And I do like there's a bunch of side plots, but like I think it's worth watching. I would say that this series is pretty interesting, and I'm looking forward to season 3. So there you go.